Hey everybody, how's it going? Got Kent over from Australia. Kent is actually holds dual citizenship. He's an American who lives in Australia and is a citizen of both countries, and that's pretty cool. But anyhow, we've been in contact for the last few days trying to get it worked out to where he can come up here and check out some places. So we're here at Bealville. We just watched the first train go by, so the magic of editing this is going to look like we got here first, but we didn't. But anyway, he wants to see Caliente, and there are some trains at Caliente right now, so that's where we're going. All right, let's see what happens next. All right, guy's getting ready to take off. He was sitting here on the main waiting for a westbound, looked like a cottonseed hull train that was loaded. He was on the brakes, so imagine he's going to sit in the siding. I understand there are a couple more eastbounds behind this guy. So, well, it's westbound, maybe in the hole for a while. I don't know. You know me. I love to speculate. Kent wanted to, first thing he asked about was Bealville. And we met at the Keaton Cafe. And got down here to Bealville and didn't have to wait long for a little bit of action. He wants to go to Caliente after this, and that's easy enough. A couple miles down the road here. And then we'll see what happens after that. I went and played golf this morning. I had spoken to Kent yesterday, trying to get hooked up. He's only going to be in this area today. So I went and played some golf and got back in touch with him, changed clothes, and came up to up here. Whoop. Sorry. This is definitely a loaded train. Go around that curve and go through tunnel 3. Once one of the we see an eastbound move out of Caliente, probably bring Kent back up here and go down there between 3 and 5, so you can get a look at some of the out of the way places. But you know how that goes. It's starting to cool off here in the valley finally. No more triple digits in the forecast. That's nice. 2 weeks ago, it was 113. I stand corrected. Most of these cars are not loaded. And you know me, I stand corrected quite a bit. It is, I'm not sure what the temperature is right here up at Bealville, but Bealville and Bakersfield are usually about the same temperature, even though Bealville's a couple thousand feet higher in elevation. But it was 98 in Bakersfield. It's been a little bit humid down there, a little cloud cover, after the tropical storm that moved through there over the weekend. Kind of left that humidity in the air. So it was pretty muggy out on the golf course today. It slowed the greens down significantly. As usual, I get a lot of comments about the graffiti. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm indifferent about it. But I think a lot of people, when I get into the comments sections and on Facebook, when I do share stills and such, and I talk about how, as with that car right there, where the artists have masked out the car information. That's what they're doing now for the most part. And I think people mistake it for me condoning graffiti, but it's just part of modern railroading. And it is what it is. It doesn't affect operations either for the shipper or for the railroads. And as long as the information on the cars is visible, what difference does it make? People talk about the auto racks and the graffiti on the auto racks. That generally takes place when the auto racks are empty. People know when these cars are empty or not. They're not out to mess things up. They just want their work to be seen. And people say, I don't know, I've given up on trying to figure out what most of that stuff says. Most of it is just the identification of the artist. Like that. I don't know. Doesn't say anything decipherable, but the artist knows who it is. And I've come across people in the comments and on my Facebook page where they recognize the art, an artist's signature, I guess you would call it. And on stuff like that, that's bull. There are only 3 days left. All right, a little power on the back. The front end, the head end of the train up there at Cliff. All right, eastbound, leaving Bealville. Well, we went down to Caliente, and there's a eastbound UP sitting down there, and he had a red signal, so I figured they were probably going to cut this guy loose. It was going through Bealville when we first pulled up. And they cut that eastbound at Bealville loose as soon as this guy went through. So we drove up here to Tunnel 2, and sure enough, they're cutting this guy loose. So once he gets out of here, my contact told me that there's the one at Caliente, and there was one at Sandcut eastbounds also. So it looks like they're probably holding all of them for this train. Looks like a cottonseed hull train or something of that sort. And he is taking it real easy. He should have had a green signal, unless they didn't have Caliente cleared yet. But heavy trains, take it easy, no problem with that. All right, I'm not going to shoot this whole train. Kent over there places he hasn't been yet. And we'll see which other ones we can dig up for him. Now they're moving some hay around. And they're coming down from up there in Walker's Basin. There are some alfalfa fields up there. Baling it up there, bringing it down here, and I don't know exactly why they're doing this here, but I'm sure they know. But it's pretty cool to see the ranchers and the farmers doing stuff. And there is the cottonseed hull train that we saw up at Tunnel 2. Alright, here he comes out of the horseshoe curve. It's funny, I was thinking about this a while back when I was here about how we always refer to this as the horseshoe curve, but there are actually 6 of these between here and Tehachapi. We have 6 180s, and that doesn't count the loop, since the loop is a 360. Meet here. Norfolk Southern's on the point of that, not on the point, but in the contest. And then you can see the rest of the train trailing behind him. Up there is the end of it. I always think that's cool when take people out and they get to see this kind of stuff. A lot of action going on, meets and stuff. Alright. Well, I'm not going to film all of this train either. Crewman out there, rolling the other train by. Alright, well, let's see what happens next. Alright, well, I decided to bring Kent up here above Caliente a little bit. See the train coming up out of the Narrows there. And the train going around the horseshoe. This is always like this spot. Pretty cool. See a lot of the train, and they're starting to pull at the hardest part of the actual, I shouldn't say the hardest part, but the beginning of the real climb up the mountain is here. So they're usually working. And you know I love the drama of uphill trains. All right. Comes chugging up the hill. Looking into the sun this way, it's still high in the sky, but it still makes it hard to see. I'm assuming this is an empty train because 2 units and no DPUs, and he doesn't seem to be struggling at all. shoot all this one either because I want to take Kent up to between 3 and 5 and let him get some photographs up there. So we'll jump in the old F-150 and see if it'll make it up there. When we pulled in here, there was a westbound coming through Cliff. So I drove up, showed Kent the up to Tunnel 5 and talked a little bit about the history of the 52 earthquake, and turned around and came back down here, and this guy was already up here. This is one we shot at Caliente and above Caliente. Hoping Kent would be able to get a shot of him coming out of the tunnel, but we were just about 30 seconds too late for that. And I did not have time to put in my earplugs. He said something about wanting to see the loop, so I think when we leave here, we'll head that way. May be able to catch this guy before he gets there. But boy, it has been really busy. We've only been here for about an hour and a half. Seen quite a few trains. Seen the same ones a couple of times, but youch. Yeah, Kit just asked me a minute ago, hey, what are these things with the solar panels on them? Why are they out here? Well, they're for the curve oilers, and boy, do they need them around here. We were up in Santa Cruz. That video will probably post before this one, but if it doesn't, we were up in Santa Cruz this past weekend for one of my daughter's birthday, and we rode the Roaring Camp and Big Trees Railroad beach train from the boardwalk at Santa Cruz up to Roaring Camp, which is in Felton, and it goes through some old tight curves where the old narrow gauge used to be, and you could hear the wheels squealing, and I think I even said on the video, had nothing compared to Tehachapi. Tunnel 5 up there into Cliff. Jacob Pfeiffer, I know you're disappointed in that smoke show. All right. Train being very long, but I guess it was. He is definitely slowing down, and I don't know if that's because he's struggling or he's going in the siding at Cliff or what. you're definitely slowing down. I don't have my radar gun with me. I took all my stuff, radios and everything out when we went to Santa Cruz because we had a truckload of family. But I wouldn't imagine that guy's going any more than 10 miles an hour. All right. Well, we're gonna head up above and see what we can see up there. All right, just saw smoke come out of the tunnel, so he'll be emerging here pretty quickly. We made it up here to the loop. Kent hadn't been here since they built the Overlook. I know they're trying to save money in their PSR thing and all that, but just having 2 units on a train like this, if one of them craps out, they're screwed. But as I always said when I worked for them, it's their company, they can run it however they want, as long as my check cashes. Got Ian, Lindsay, and Arlo here. They're new arrivals, residents of Tehachapi, come up from the San Bernardino area. And it's my understanding that Arlo loves trains.
Yes.
What does the train say?
Choo-choo, that's right. You can see the head end there on the right and the back of the train down below and moving along. Always love these shots. We can see there aren't a lot of places, especially in America, where you get to see the same train at 2 levels going by itself. And I always thought that was pretty cool, pretty special. And I know that a lot of you folks tell me how fortunate I am, and you're absolutely right to be able to have access to all this great railroading stuff up here. And when I was working, I tended to take it for granted. It was just somewhere I had to work and something I had to do. And since I've started this channel, I really look at it a lot differently.
grease in the flame greaser.
What's that?
Needs more grease in the flame greaser.
Yeah. Maybe the environmentally friendly lubricant doesn't work as well as the real thing. I was telling Kent that over there, you can see it from here or not, right in front of that tree, center frame by the tracks, there's a little marble bench and plaque there. And I've talked about this before. And then the cross up on top of the hill, it's hard to see from this angle that it's up there. That's dedicated to those who lost, the two men who lost their lives in the 1989 derailment in San Bernardino, Riverside. And since people don't go down there anymore, the railroad, SP didn't care who went down there, but it's different now. And I want to been talking to the people at the museum and see if we can't coordinate with the railroad and get the bench and the plaque down there and have them moved, have the plaque moved out there, maybe put the bench in here somewhere. I don't know. It would have to be secure so somebody walk off with it. But yeah, I'd like to see that happen. See how receptive the railroad is to the idea. What do you folks think? You think that's a good idea? Get that stuff moved up here where everybody can see it? Not sit down there and rot away with nobody looking at it anymore. Alright, well, here are the URLs to my PayPal and my Patreon. If you can help out the channel that way, I'd sure appreciate it. Keep shooting me the ideas. Drop me comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. All right, well, that will conclude an afternoon of chasing trains between Caliente and Waylong with Kent. Had a good time, caught a lot of trains. You saw the young couple we met here at the Loop, so I always like meeting new people, and they're going to check out the channel. Always say I never pass up an opportunity to push the channel. So I hope they end up enjoying it too. I hope you enjoyed following us around. All right, well,
Good day.
good day from an American. And he's not even an expat because he's still an American citizen. All right, well, it was fun hanging out. Take care, and we will talk to you all later.